Yo, welcome back to video number 2 of how to use your massage gun on yourself. My name is Dr. Michael Weir and I'm a chiropractor, and I get a question at least a few times a week of how do I use this thing to get the most out of it. So what I've done is I've created a video series where I want to take you from the foot all the way up to your neck and shoulders and how to get the most out of a massage gun that you bought, paid a lot of money for, but you're not getting the most out of it.
I was standing outside and waiting. I was calling out your name with my eyes on the wall.
If you haven't subscribed and hit that bell notification, do so now, because you want to get reminded each time a new video in the series comes out. Because like I said, we're going to go all the way up the chain to help you get the most out of this. Now, video number 1 was I walked you through each of these individual heads and how to use them and how to get the most out of them. So if you haven't gone and seen that video, check out the card up above, click on that, go watch that video now. If you've already seen that video, let's jump right in to how to use the massage gun on your own foot. So obviously you're gonna need your massage gun. And if you watch video number 1, you know that each one of our processes or steps start with the relax stage. So the relax. And what we use with the relax stage is we use our ball tip. So you're gonna get your ball tip, you're gonna simply plug it into your massage gun, turn your gun on. And we're gonna turn the gun on to just the first setting here, the slowest setting. And we're gonna divide the foot up into 3 sections. The first section is the ball of the foot. The second section is the midfoot, and the third section is towards the heel. So as you remember, our relaxed stage, you simply just move back and forth. And you just kind of come all the way across the ball of the foot. Now this feels really good, everybody. This is a really, really good feeling. But what you want to do is you want to spend roughly about 10 to 15 seconds just coming back and forth, up and down across the balls of the feet. Now, I want to stop and I want to say something. If this is painful or you're getting a lot of sharp stabbing pain, stop. It may mean that there's something wrong and you need to go seek the advice of a physician or a podiatrist to get some understanding as to what's going on. But if you're feeling okay with this, we'll move on to section number 2, which again, lowest setting, is right up the middle of the foot. Now this is where I find most of my patients have the most problems, is right across the middle of the foot, because there is a tissue here called the plantar fascia. And the plantar fascia gets into a lot of trouble with a lot of activities we do, most notably walking on concrete or on hard floors. This plantar fascia takes a beating if that's the case. So you just come up and down and you just follow the arch of the foot. You go to one side and then the other, and you just roll back and forth. And you just get a good feel for that. And then the last stage is right along the back towards the heel. Now the heel here, if you come too far back, you'll see it jumps all around like this. You don't want to do that. You want to come just in front of the heel, and you just want to kind of trace along the front of the heel. Again, if you come too far back, it starts hopping. If your percussor, your massage gun, starts hopping, and this will go for any part of the body, usually what it means is that you're hitting bone. This isn't made for bone, this is made for soft tissue and for muscle. So if you're hitting that bone, stop. Go a little bit further forward here. In this case, the heel or the calcaneus is what we're working on. Again, about 10 to 15 seconds through there. Now again, if you go back to video number 1, you remember the relaxed stage is also the discovery stage, where we're looking for any areas that are painful or tender. And what a painful or tender spot is a trigger point or a little mini spasm within the muscle. Now, the vast majority of you're going to get trigger points right in the middle of the foot, right about the plantar fascia. So that brings us to the next stage in the process, which is our release stage, the release stage. For this, if you remember, you want to get your bullet tip out. Now, For some of you, the bullet tip is going to be way too intense. So what you're going to want to do is come down to your flathead tip. I'm going to show you the bullet tip here. And I had a little trigger point right in the middle of my foot here. So again, if you remember in the release stage, it's divided up into 3 sections. The first one is we want to turn our gun on and go to the highest setting, the fastest setting. We find that trigger point, we go right up on top of it, and we hold that for 10 seconds. Now, again, if this is too intense, go back to a different setting. But you hold that for 10 seconds right on top of that trigger point. And then turn it off and you go to the second fastest setting, setting number 2, right back onto that trigger point for 10 seconds. Then, again, turn it off. And we're gonna go to the slowest setting, setting number 1, and go right back onto that trigger point for another 10 seconds. So this is the release setting, and this helps to release the tension within those trigger points, or those little mini spasms. Again, this is probably the most intense part that we go through, but it's really important because it helps to get in and release those tension spots or untie the knots within the muscle. So the release stage is one of the most important. And then it brings us to the last stage, or the last piece to the puzzle here, and that's the reset stage. So once we get the muscle to relax and release the tension within the muscle, we want to retrain it or reset it how to move appropriately. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna come on to the gun's lowest setting, back down to 1. And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna follow all the way out from the front of the foot, all the way back to the heel. Now I'm using the squishy pad for this. You can either use the squishy pad or you can use the ball tip for this. I like the squishy pad because you can get more done, and the muscle tends to respond really well to this. So I really like that squishy pad tip. And you're just gonna kind of run forward and back. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the toe and you're going to gently bend it back. And that puts a little bit of a release tension into the plantar fascia. And you're gonna follow that. So you're gonna go from toe, back, and bring those toes back, and you're gonna follow it. As you pull through and bend the toes back. So this helps to reset the length of the muscle, retrains it how to move a little bit better. Really beautiful way to get in and to retrain that muscle how to work just a lot better. So those are the 3 stages. That last stage, the reset stage, you want to do that maybe about 10 passes, and then you're done. So it's as easy as that when we're working with the foot. Again, relax, release, reset. That's how it's done. Guys, if you hadn't subscribed, again, do so, because the next video is going to be coming out soon where we're going to come up into the calf, the gastrocnemius muscle, and get some really great work done into the lower leg. So if you haven't subscribed, do so now. We'll see you on the next video.